first job was actually cleaning camper vans on the weekend for my parents. So we'd the vehicle would get returned, we'd have to come in, strip all the linen and towels and pillows out of it, put them through the washer, get the vehicle in the wash bay and clean all the dirt and mud off the outside and blacken the tyres, change the oil, and that. So that was my first job in the business.
I was a diesel fitter. I did my apprenticeship as a diesel fitter, and I worked for the cat dealers for 10 years. That was after I left school.
You still like to keep your hand in working on machines?
Oh yeah, I still like tractors. Yeah, gets in your blood, I guess.
My first job was the office junior. I used to have to prepare the mail and do the mail every afternoon. In those days they didn't have tea ladies, and I used to make the tea and coffee. And I started off as the lowest paid employee. And in those days, they didn't have a lot of industrial relations and things like that. If the boss said to you, jump, you used to say, yes sir, how high? I mean, I can remember, we were scared of the boss in those days. It would never happen today. I mean, people would just thumb their nose at them, but we were absolutely terrified of the boss.
Where was that?
That was at Ampol in the share department at Balmain in Sydney.
First job was probably washing trucks and greasing trucks. My father, he owned a few trucks, and I used to wash trucks for him for $2 a truck. And then I found his opposition paid $5 a truck, so I left my dad and worked for the opposition, which was a bit of a laugh. And my first real job, I guess, was as a trainee metallurgist with BHP down at Port Kembla Steelworks.
I left school when I was 13, started work when I was 14 as a Bowser boy at Earl Motors, which was the Ford dealership in those days.
What do you remember of that time?
I remember at that time is that my father used to work for Percy Earl, and I believe that when I was 14 working for him, it was like working for, basically for my father, who's a very decent person, very good businessman, but very tough on me. I asked him for a raise once, and he said to me he'll give me the raise, but I had to open up first thing in the morning and close at night. By that time, of course, I was living in a flat of my own, and I found it difficult to pay the rent. To make ends meet in those days, I used to have my breakfast out of the biscuit tin, which was the morning tea bin for the staff.
My first job, picking apples, but I got the sack because I was too slow.